Hey guys, M2 Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Avengers 60th anniversary. It says 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. This is, of course, the Beyond Earth's Mightiest Avengers anniversary program, celebrating 60 years of the Avengers. And here we have the Walmart exclusive Captain America Bucky Barnes. Actually, the pre-order went pretty smooth, no issues, no complications. Other pre-orders, it's an absolute disaster, right? And I guess it's still early to tell for this. Before anybody asks, I did get mine from the Hasbro Marvel Legends team at San Diego Comic-Con. They were nice enough to gift me with one of them, so thank you to the Hasbro Marvel Legends team, Ryan, Dan, and Dwight. I did get to speak to all three at the convention. And I did get to speak to Ryan and Dwight directly in the interview. Space-wise was a little constrained and there was a lot going on, so Dan kind of wasn't part of the interview, but he was like right there also. But shout out to those guys for hooking it up with the Bucky Cap figure. And I'm really excited about it. They were giving away a bunch of stuff to a bunch of people, and again, it was very nice and kind to be able to get this one in my hands a little bit earlier. I'm not sure exactly when to expect the Walmart ones. I think it was August, so not too far away. We get Bucky Cap. So Bucky Cap on the new Bucky Cap-ish body, the Vulcan body, although it's there is some retooling, right? It's a different torso piece and things like that because that star is actually sculpted on. It's not just painted, which is awesome. So see the side, see the artwork there on the back of the package. We see he comes with the shield, a gun, a knife, and an extra set of hands, and that is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. Okay, so here is the Bucky Cap figure, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Captain America, whatever, Bucky Cap figure out of the package, and he is a really, really good one. It's nice to get these updated figures to where we have previous versions that aren't good, but were absolutely, like, fantastic at the time, right? Bucky Cap revolutionized kind of some of the action figures and the articulation that Hasbro was doing. So it's awesome, and to now come back full circle with a newer, like, base body that we get a lot. I think we should get more than we have been, but it's going to get, at some point, we're going to get tired of this body also, I'm sure. But it's awesome to see kind of how far, like, it's come and what they could really do. So this figure is just awesome from, like, an engineering standpoint. There's a lot of cool things to it. So, like, the pinless tech, you know, with the elbows and the knees and things like that. But there are some downfalls, like the butterfly joints don't work as well as other butterfly joints that Hasbro has done in the past. So that's kind of odd. But this figure just looks fantastic. We do get some marbleization in some areas. Like I got a crazy like fill line on his head. And then the shield has this crazy ass like fill line like right there and then right there. But it's not too bad. But the figure does look really, really good. So let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at Bucky Barnes, Captain America. Okay, so here's a closer look at Bucky Barnes, Captain America, and this thing, again, looks really awesome. The metallic blue is really nice. We get a pearlescent white and metallic red in there, and it's painted pretty good. A couple of things like on the stars, and I think those are going to be kind of like the one-off things. Right where his mask meets the skin tone. Not a big deal, not enough for me to be like, oh, I need to get a replacement or anything like that. So just a heads up. The star on the back is also sculpted, so again, the torso itself is like a different piece, and then the pouches and stuff, it's not like a full belt, but it like you can kind of see that it is straight up keyed into that torso, that torso piece. So it's a retooled like torso or however that works. So that is a completely different piece. So it's not exactly Vulcan, although the legs and the arms and stuff are going to be Vulcan. You could see where that cut is on the forearm, where they could swap out different pieces and kind of, you know, make it semi-modular, I guess, when it comes to different figures, different characters, which is pretty cool. So looking at the shield, I was thinking like, oh, we get this brand new Bucky Cap because we want to replace something super old. And you could just see, look at the size difference between like the Bucky Cap body and like the new Vulcan body. It's a huge size difference. The head was always pretty small on this original Bucky Cap figure. So it's again nice to get an update. But what was funny is I was thinking like, oh, you know, we get like this new stuff, but wait, is the shield going to be the same? You know, after all this time, we get the updated body, but then we get the same shield. The shield's actually not the same. The clip system, however, is, but the shields are not. So you can see the newer shields are much bigger than the older shields. The older shields had like some sculpted texture and design on the inside, which was cool, and that's kind of similar with like some of the movie Captain America shields. But the clip system is the exact same, and I hate the clip system. Be very, 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 very careful when actually clipping it onto their hands and things like that. And then I'm looking at it, and I can't tell, but it almost looks as if like that clip is smaller, but I would think they'd be the same, right? But big size difference in there. We get metallic colors on the shield. Again, it is the metallic. You do get some marbleization in there. One thing that is funny though is the new Bucky cap comes with the knife. So here is the new knife, and here is the old knife that the old Bucky cap came with. It's the same knife. So we finally get an updated body, but some of the accessories are going to be the exact same, like the knife. Is there any problem with this knife? Not at all. Why change it? Because it's perfectly fine. But it's just funny because it's the same knife from however many years ago. We get the same thing. So again, not a big deal. I just thought I would point that out because I think it is funny. So we're going to sheath this knife as it is right there on his left side, like so. The guns, however, are different. So here we get this gun, which doesn't look exactly like realistic. Like there's some crazy things going on to it, and maybe this is a real gun. You guys let me know down in the comments below, because you guys know I'm not a gun person. I don't know. Is this some kind of Glock or something? I don't know what this piece over here on the end is. I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the comments below. But Bucky cap came with this one. This is a straight up Glock, right? That's a realistic gun, but it is not the same of what we get now. So old Bucky cap, new Bucky cap. So big difference. But will this fit in the new hands? I think the hands are bigger, but should fit just fine, I would think. If anything, this gun was probably too big for that Bucky cap. Yeah, so new Bucky cap can hold it just fine. So if you have it and you want to keep those accessories or something, you can do that if you'd like. But, you know, the new one can fit just fine in his hand as well, like so. Bam. And then, of course, we get the vertical hinge on the trigger finger hands, which is great because that's how it should be when it comes to wielding weapons. So there we go. And then again, just holster on his side. The holsters are like directly at his side, so you kind of have to like push in and almost kind of go in like that at an angle to really get it in there. So just a heads up on that. We get some silver buttons on the pouches on the back, and then he's got like a canteen there. And that's it. And then just all the rest of him is black. His boots are a shiny black color though. And the pants and the arms and everything are going to be kind of a flat black. He has he has a gripping hand for his left, trigger hand for his right, and then we do get a pair of fists to swap out as well. But that is the new Bucky Barnes Captain America. Now let's go ahead and see his articulation. Okay, so Bucky, he can move. Let's see, the head's going to be on a dumbbell joint, so he can only look up that much. He can only look down that much there. So that's kind of the limitations of the dumbbell joint. It does give it a cleaner look on the neck, and does give us some more natural movement when it comes to the head tilt and things like that. But the hinge up and down is where we're lacking. You get the full swivel in there if you'd like. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go on out just like so. Get a full rotation in there, of course, but here's the kicker, that butterfly joint. That doesn't go back very far. Like, we've had other butterfly joints that could go back a lot more, and it would seem like you can get it to go more than that. Now, at dinner one of the nights at Comic-Con, Dwight was there, and, you know, he was talking about the reasons why of the engineering on the inside for safety regulations and different things like that. I wasn't part of that conversation as much on Parallel Universe when he does his review. I'm sure he's going to discuss that in depth in more detail, but there is a reason why there is limitation on that butterfly joint. But Hasbro's done others that have worked really well and gone back, so that is a little disappointing. The butterfly joint just doesn't go back as much. Artwood Toys Rick, he does have a mod that he's done with like the Black Panther figure to open it up and allow for more movement. I think he'll do a tutorial at some point, or I think he has too. And then coming forward on that butterfly, I feel like I'm not getting anything on that crossbody, which is kind of unfortunate. It just doesn't want to come forward like at all in that front. So that's a little difficult there. We get the upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow, that much bend there at the elbow, wrists swivel, and they do hinge. Both these, the grip hand and the trigger finger hand, have the vertical hinge, which is awesome for wielding weapons and stuff. The fists have the standard horizontal hinge on there. So ab crunch on Bucky cap, he can crunch forward that much, which is good. He can go back that much, which is great. In the paint, everything continues on, which is nice. We do get the waist swivel in there, and the pouches, ooh, look at that. The pouch is separating like crazy. I don't know if I like that. So be careful when you swivel that around. So just give you a heads up. Be careful when doing that, because I don't know if this belt can come off completely or how that's really secured in there. Oh, it looks like it's actually might be secured under the torso, and then it's just keyed in to accommodate space-wise. So it probably won't fall off, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far, which is very high, which is good. Goes back slightly. You got the upper thigh cut in there. You get a double-jointed pinless knee, that much bend there at the knee. It is fairly stiff, so both of mine, you have to kind of work it, maybe warm it up if you'd like, just to get it a little bit easier. Boot swivel there, foot hinges down. Crazy amount. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So it's pretty good articulation. The butterfly joint is a little bit lacking when Hasbro can do really good butterfly joints. For whatever reason, the Vulcan body, it's just not as effective. I'm probably cutting this little piece in here because after I finished recording the kind of the final clip, I wanted to throw this in there as far as a side-by-side comparison. I think these two figures are going to go down as some of the absolute best figures for Marvel Legends for the year, and then especially for the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest. I have the Destroyer. I haven't opened him yet. I know that one's going to be awesome. The Hawkeye is very cool, but these two are definitely some of the best, and these ones are store exclusive. So Black Widow being Target exclusive, should be hitting it. Is hitting stores now. I don't know about the online pre-orders if those have shipped out, but then the Walmart exclusive. So these two are figures that I don't think anybody should miss out on, but I definitely wanted to show you guys them side by side so you guys can see. But two amazing figures. Okay, so here we have our Steve Rogers Captain America. This is the 20th anniversary Toy Biz Hasbro Marvel Legends, the throwback to the Toy Biz, and then here Bucky Barnes Captain America. You can see they're about the same height, about the same build. If anything, I don't know, is it look? No, the legs are about the same length, it looks like, there. But then you could see between the two different Bucky Cap bodies. Remember, this was the go-to Hasbro base body, and now the Vulcan body is going to be that new go-to base body. It's still making its way. It's not like crazy, like boom, all of them are like that. And a lot of them are still using like the Spider-Man 2099 body or some variation of that. So Bucky Cap, while we still get it from time to time, and it's still happening from time to time, hopefully soon it's completely gone. Dr. Spectrum was our most recent one. From the reveals from San Diego Comic-Con, I don't think a single one is on Bucky Cap. So we might be done, but I don't know. But it's nice that we've gotten to the point where we've gotten some of those figures updated onto a better body. So like Bucky Cap or even like the U.S. Agent, these two are like very similar figures that can now be completely retired. I no longer need them in my collection, so I might be selling those. So look out for a sale post on Instagram or something like that. So these can go away because it's time to move on. So if somebody needs them in their collection for any reason, you are welcome to that. I am a completist, but I have to create some kind of cutoff point. So from the rebranding of Marvel Legends to the Marvel Legends Infinite series in 2013, 2014, whenever that was, I have every figure from that point on. So anything prior to that, so like the Return of Marvel Legends, those waves, I don't necessarily need them in my collection unless it's a character that I want. Like the Arnim Zola, I have the Red Skull version of that at least. But yeah, so Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers. So there we go. We have the two of them. The new Bucky Cap is awesome. I hope everyone got it. Why Walmart exclusive? I don't know, because he has blue. Actually, Walmart's gotten a lot of Captain Americas as exclusives. They must like Captain America. Hopefully everyone was able to get it. It might still be on pre-order now, so I don't think this is one that people are going to be too much of a problem to get a hold of. I'll have a link in the video description below. Hopefully there's no issues in getting the pre-orders to arrive or anything like that. So I hope everyone can get their hands on it. So, you know, check out the link in the video description below if you haven't pre-ordered. But I do highly recommend, because there's never a guarantee that these things are going to show up in store, especially with Walmart. We just don't know how that's going to play out. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Bucky Barnes Captain America figure? I think it's awesome. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member, be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.